Welcome to Home Brewing TV. It's been a while. Mike, today I think we will continue our journey through the BEERmkr.
Yes.
And we are going to let Mike do it. I'll be hands off. This will be entirely Mike, so we'll see how well things turn out. We did move it from my house to his house, so we'll see how a transition from venue works as well.
Sure.
So if you're interested, stick with us. All right, Mike, so what beer are we making this time?
Well, this is Future IPA is what this kit here includes. So we're going to give it a try. It's been stored in a nice cool and dry place for a little while. But now we've got time to work with the BEERmkr here at my place. So that's what we're going to be doing. Well, Paul, since we made the beer last at your place and it was on your Wi-Fi, we need to switch the BEERmkr here to my Wi-Fi at my house. And so I understand the way to do this is before you plug it in to the wall here, you have to also hold the button here, the power button, at the same time concurrently. So that's what's got to be done. And I'm going to push this button in, and then I'm going to plug this in the back. And then if it works, we're supposed to see a rapid flashing. So let's see if this works. Ready? Okay, it's in. And it's pressed. And I'm not seeing any rapid. Whoop, there we go. Okay, well, it did rapid flash a couple of times there. I assume that it's on. So what we can see is if it's, here's add a new BEERmkr here. And not adding a new BEERmkr, we got an old. We're gonna.
Yep.
This one's new. All right, so set up your BEERmkr for the first time. Press next. Join the BEERmkr's Wi-Fi network. It'll look something like that, and then come back here and tap next. So what we've got to do is join the phone's Wi-Fi settings there and connect to the BEERmkr. Let's do that. Let's go to the Wi-Fi settings. And that will be one more, settings, Wi-Fi. And we're going to look at that, the BEERmkr right there. And that's open. And there it is. So go back to the settings, up. There we go. BEERmkr would like to find and connect to your devices. Okay. Network error request. Let's rescan. Okay. I'll give it a name. Let's just call it BEERmkr and connect it to your home Wi-Fi network. And that would be this. We're waiting.
Smooth as silk, isn't it?
Absolutely. And quick as lightning, too. Spin, spin, spin. Well, we got finally success here. So I'm going to hit that because that's the one we're doing. And look at this. It's just, it tells you exactly what's going to happen on what dates, when you're going to pitch the yeast in a week. Well, what day is today? 2 days. You're going to pitch the yeast. We'll dry hop it in a couple days after that. The squeeze bar on 10/2. It's completed on 10/4. So we're just waiting to start. Current step, wait to start. All right, Paul. So I'm opening up this bag. And toss it, and of course all the stuff that we want is in it. I can show everybody that we've got the Cerevomyces.
Yeah, you say.
Yeah, okay. Here is the Vienna malt grain, and this would be the yeast, dry yeast, of course, dried hops. What else have we got here? Not sure. Gonna have to open this up. Something with a double life. Oh, I see. Oh, these are the baggies, the bags rather, that the beer goes into. All right, so that's what that is there in there. And back here, of course, we have flaked oats. And here we're going to have an additional... I
guess something.
Yeah, additional grain here. A darker one, but I can't tell. Poor lighting. And, well, of course, here's the 2-row barley. So this is for the main body of the beer, and the main sugars will be supplied by the barley. In order to find the right amount of water that you need, you're going to need a pair. If you're over the age of 50, as I am, you're going to need your cheaters, because BEERmkr put the ingredients here. Here's the water, and if you can see how small that is, I found it, but it's definitely going to require me to wear a pair of Walgreens cheaters in order to read specifics here, so indulge me a minute. That will be 6,800 milliliters of water. And that is going to be easy to determine because we do have the measurements here on the side in milliliters, so I didn't have to convert it to English gallons, quarts, liters, that kind of thing. Or actually liters. That's not right. No. Quarts, pints, gallons, cups. All right, so that's going to be fine. All right, so we'll go and we'll get 6,800 milliliters in a minute. First thing I'm doing now is getting the beer bag ready. And they come with little things here. This goes onto the beer bag. But in the beer bag, you have to put first this little, what we call it, servomycin or servomyces pill.
That's the yeast nutrient, right?
Yes, I believe that is right. So we're going to put that here into this bag before I seal it. And be careful with it here. There we go. And what I'm going to do is place it in the bag. There we go. As you can see, it's actually inside the bag there. And then I'm going to put the other
way.
No, righty-tighty.
Pointy.
Yeah, even I can do it. That's right. Paul's right. Maybe I can't even do it. Let's see. There we go. Now make sure this is tight. You don't want any leaking. So it's good and tight. And this is good and tight. So this is it. This is the going to be the beer bag here. Okay, and now we've got these two gray valves as well. And these gray valves are also utilized. One is going to go, as I understand, in the bottom here of the waste bag. So you're going to put that on like that. You're going to not over tighten it. You can get it tight, but not over tight. So just a good seal, as you can see, so nothing leaks out of it. Put that aside. And then, I believe, the other one is going to go onto the bottom.
Here, get all that stuff off.
Oh, we got to get this off. It's good to have an experienced person here. Whoop, we'll take this off too. And let's see what we've got up. And we'll take this out. And then on the bottom here, as you can see, is the place where the other valve goes. So we're going to put that on. And we're just going to make it tight. Just like that, but not over tightened. Okay, just tight.
And it should be facing towards the front of the...
If it should be facing towards the front, then it's going to be loose.
No, you got it. That is the front.
Well, there you go. There you have it. And it is facing towards the front, and it's pretty even.
Yeah.
Okay, to put this on, make sure this is lined up. This little hole right here is going to go into the back of this spigot right here. So it's easy to miss. Just kind of bring it in a little bit of an angle and get it in there, and then just sort of give it a tap like that, and you're in, and you're good to go. Let's open this up here and take a look. and this is where the beer bag will, the beer, everything's going to go into this. But first we got to get the beer bag installed, okay? So what we're going to do is lift this up, see? And then we got a hanger right here. And these little knobs here will hold the handle in. And then right here you can see this little hole here in which this valve is going to go into. So we're going to get this kind of close. And then I'm going to get down here and see if I can actually screw this thing in.
It snaps in.
It snaps in actually, yes it does. It can't screw in because I've already done that. So let's see what happens. So I flatten this out like that. And then you use the furthest inside notches here, not the ones on the outside, but the inside. So we're going to put that on there, and this in here, and it would appear, whoop, that it just falls right into place. Pull this down, so you've got this free for the next connection. I guess I could have put this on previously, but I'll put it on now, is the waistband. So that's going to get, oh, look at that. They got the little pill there. Let's get that out. First, I'll get that out of the way a little bit. Now we'll work on that. Just going to connect this to this here. Click. And I have that so the button is down here so I can unclick it when I release it if need be. And I think we're all set up and all hooked up with the bags here. All right, I have got half of the water necessary here, folks. You can take a look. Cameraman, come on in and see and verify that it's about 34.
Well, it's not flat, but yeah, we are 33 the way it's sitting.
Yeah, the way it's sitting, and this is
Which
not
is
perfectly
not
flat, but it was 34 in the other room where the water was. So anyway, we're going to check for leaks now. And I am going to put that in here, and
Yeah, you slowly fill up. And
fill it up, and then we're going to go
leaks.
and check for the leaks. Hopefully there are no leaks. Everything was solid when I put it together. Nice slow pour. And so far I don't see anything that I'm concerned with. I got the other half of it here, and I don't see any leaks at all, and I'm going to go forward then with the confidence that the next half of the water, to make it 6,800 milliliters. Whoa, a little splashing. There we go. There we go. Just gotta get the right. All right. Here we go. Just gonna set the grains in just like so. There are the oats. Smells nice.
Does it?
I love the smell of the grains. This one got a little bit finer of a grind to it. Whoop. And everybody out. What else have we got? Did you ever determine what this was here, Cameron?
It's got to be care pills.
Care pills. Care pills it is. Ooh, there we go. That was fresh. We have the malt here. I'm sure that's going to be added in here too in the mix, in the recipe. This is a nice thing about this beer maker is that everything is just pre-ground, pre-mixed, pre-measured. It's just dump it in and let it do its thing. And they do a good job sealing this. Just get it in the wet areas here.
Is that the last of the grain?
Now let's take a look. That would appear, sir, to be the last of the grain. What I might want to do is just make sure everything is sort of hitting some water here. And cameraman, I don't remember at your place. Did we mush it all in or just let
I think you can push the bag a little bit to kind of cause some of the
water to come up a little bit in it?
just to...
Yeah, I can see that that's happening. I just want to make sure that we don't have dry pockets and that we just sort of have an even kind of... It's all dry up here, but it'll get there. It's gonna
steam it.
Steam it up and yeah, take everything out of there. So just a little bit of that. That's good. Now I think it's time to close it up, is it not?
It is time to close it up.
Time to close it up. Well, how easy is that? Oh, look at that. Boop. Now make sure lock it up. 1. Whoop. 2. They clip, so you know. 3. That's what it was. Okay, and then we're going to close the door here. Whoop. There we go. That's it. Just push the button, Paul.
Push the button. That's it.
Whoa, and listen.
Solid now.
It's solid, and it sounded like it whirred a little bit. And it's whirring a little louder now. And I assume when you did this, because I wasn't around, that alarms will go off when this is within my Wi-Fi, when this is going to be ready for the next steps?
I don't recall.
He doesn't recall.
But it'll just wait until you come to do the next step. So, but I think there's an alarm that goes off.
Okay, so we'll find out, and I'll let you know. Okay, well, this morning I got a notification that this had finished its steeping, part 1. And at the same time, cameraman here also got a notification, which is very odd because he was not on my Wi-Fi system at the time, but on a completely different area of the community. But anyway, cameraman came, and I'm about to show you step 2. And here it tells us that our temperature is 50, the target temp was 50 degrees, and temperature is actually 51 degrees. So since it's done with its steeping at this time, we're going to go to the next step, which is pitching the yeast and getting that rolling, make the wort beer. So let's do that. We're going to get into this bed of grains, which has done all of its steeping. First, open, open, open. All right. And so we're just going to take a little, do this. Oh, there we go. Just to see what's going on here. I see lots of spent grain that looks like oatmeal. Oh, got one up. This one should follow, and indeed it does. Okay, so take a look at that swimming in there, cameraman. Look at all that wort and the particles that go with it. So that's all going to come down, hopefully, into the garbage bag here. And while that is happening, I'm going to remove the grains, the ones that I showed you here before. You have a handle, you have a handle. I'm just going to let it spill a little bit. Just take it up, and if there's a little bit more, there's a little bit more juice.
You can take it all the way up and just have it sit on that ledge.
All the way up and sit on a ledge, says cameraman, and I'm not sure what he's talking about.
Inside there's that rim.
Oh, just like this?
No, on the inside. Lift it up.
Mm-hmm.
See this thing right here?
Yeah.
Set it so it's sitting on that.
Oh, but that's gonna, the cake might come out of that. Okay, we'll set it. All right. Yep, cameraman was right. I just didn't want that all to come out. But it's not. And honestly, I don't think there's a whole hell of a lot coming. Well, some. I have waited about 5, 6, 7 minutes, let all of this flow out. There is no more wort to be had from these grains. So I'm going to pick this up. It's real sticky. And I've got a bunch of grains here. So what I suggest is either you've got a pile that you put this in the backyard, a compost pile of some sort, or if you have, like my wife does, a bunch of bunnies she likes to feed in the backyard, save that for them or whatever. All right, now what I have done here is for the most part cleaned out. It's a little gunky here, and I'm not sure whether that's going to make a big difference in this case for the clarification of the beer later. Probably won't, because it'll all settle if it does get into the mix here. But what we need is a little bit more moisture in, because what we're going to do is be adding the yeast and the hops, the first addition of the hops. And there's not really a lot of liquid to do that in here. There's a little bit, and it might be enough, but I'm going to add just a little bit of water to it just to bring it up and to give the hops and the yeast a little more liquid to mix into. What I've done is boil a cup of water here, and this was a rolling boil, not a minute and a half, 2 minutes ago, whatever, just before we turn the cameras on here. And I'm just going to pour a little bit here, just to give a little bit more liquid. There we go. I think that cameraman, do you think that would be enough?
Yeah, I think you just need to get it up to that kind of level, that little notch in there.
A little notch. And I think that we've got it to the notch almost here in a level. Yeah, we're already beyond, because we're coming up and over. So we're good, so that we can push some of the wort into, as you can see it bubble up, into that water. Just to mix it up, cool it down. There we go. And I think that's going to be fine, actually. And I'm going to use these alcohol wipes to wipe off the tops of the bags and the cutting implement that I'll be using. I'm going to be using this, just a box cutter. So the first thing I want to do, be very careful. Very careful. Just, oops. Do the best you can and wipe down your cutting implement. You just don't want to introduce bacteria into your beer. Everyone knows that bacteria and beer do not mix well. And I'm going to wipe the top where I'm going to cut it. And doing the best I can here, folks. Let's see. Well, this is clean enough. We'll have to do like this. So this is all clean. I know I'm going to great extent here, but anyway, I'm cutting into this just a little bit. And I'm going to tear it. Tear it over here. All right, it's open. And it's going in. And in goes one. I'll just repeat the process with each of the bags of hops. Yep, I can tear this. That's nice. So that's what I'm going to do. Tear. Oop. Don't want to have the addition of an alcohol wipe to it. On. I think that's what I'm going to do here, folks. I'm just going to tear them. All right, so there we have it. Now the next step, of course, I've got this mix that cameraman showed you. And cameraman, come in and show them what I'm going to do here. Next is I'm going to push this bag just to get a little bit more of the wort up into this. And to get it mixed a little bit.
There you go.
Okay, and I think that we've got, I'm tempted to stir it like you did with a regular brewing process, but that's not what you do here. So we got the yeast in there, we have our first addition of the hops in there, and at this point we are ready, I think, to go on to step 2. I'm going to flip this shut. I have not touched anything in here now. We're going to seal it. There we go. So everything looks good and sealed. This was pushed in a little bit here. Remove these things. This is for next time, of course. We'll use the alcohol wipe. And looks like we're done one hop or two, but we'll have to hop without it. Okay. And we close it up.
Nope,
Nope, hold on. You know what? I need a top to this. There we go. There we go. Now we're going to shut it. Whoop. There we go. And the next step is to
just push it.
Just push the button.
That's it.
And it stopped blinking. Well, we are on the next step right now, and I'm going to get smart. Last time I showed you how I poured the hops in the initial addition of the hops and sterilizing each bag and such, and one at a time. I'm going to put them all in this nicely, freshly cleaned bowl and dump them all in at once. It's just a quicker step, so yeah. There we go. So it'll stop. And we're going to take the top off. That's right. Boy, you can hear that thing working.
About that.
That is a nice loud machine, isn't it? And we're going to open this up while it's still processing it. Go. Don't touch anything. The far inside one?
Yes.
Then we got to push all this liquid up. This is going to be the hard part. Squeeze. This is not
easier said than done.
Much easier said than done. BEERmkr folks, much easier said than done. Especially in the middle of the vibration. Well, we've got the
push bar.
The push bar, right? The push bar in. That takes a little doing, okay, with the vibrating going on and with the amount of liquid that you have to push back up in order to get the hops in. So let's just do that. There we go. And it would seem that we're ready then for the next step. As it dry hops. Welcome back. we are at the final step of our BEERmkr adventure here, and everything should be ready at this point. The beer has been produced, and we are going to get it set up so that we can get it carbonated and then start enjoying our product. It's flashing. It appears it's ready. Previously, I did take out the bar here. It was one of the steps that was required just a few days before the step that I'm doing now. Just lets all the contents settle down into the lower collection bag. It didn't need to be filmed. Basically, I just took it out and put it down over here and closed it back up. So just wanted to let you know that that was a step that was taken. Now we're going to open up. Cameraman, come on in here and let's take a look and see what's happened. It would appear that the beer here is clear. Looks like there's a little moisture on the bag here. Condensation, I believe. It does not smell like beer. It's very cold, like it's being refrigerated. It's cold crashed. We have all the debris down here. And what we're going to do now is remove the bag from the collection bag here, and hopefully in doing so not disturb this enough so that any of the debris gets mixed up with the product. So the button here is what I'm going to push, and that should release it. And let's see what happens here. Okay, and now I'm going to pull up. Whoop. And there's a little bit of a splash, as you can see, but it did seal right away. And that's to be expected. And what I'm going to do now is to take the top. And so I expect there'll be a little bit of spillage here too, but let's see what happens, all right? Okay, there's a release. I want to pull this out, but this is a little more difficult. Actually, if I lift this up, there's a handle here, and it's going to take a little bit of finessing. So hold on here, folks. Just lift this up. There, and you see this here? We're going to say, bye-bye, BEERmkr, thank you. Push the button. That signals that we're all done. And there, it's steady. What it's going to do is signal that we're all done, and the BEERmkr can turn off and stop its timing and all the processes that it does. There we go. Cameraman's got it going on. And we got the separate parts and pieces here. And in here are the parts and pieces that are all going to need to be sanitized. So I do have an extra alcohol wipe, and I'm going to just use that to sanitize all the valves here. Be careful to thread it and get it tight. Not overly tightened, but you know, tight like this. Do the same thing on this side here too. There we go. So those are going to be good there. And that makes sense. That's what they were showing on the video too. So just sort of get this in and down, hold that up, and get this in a little slide. It is a little thick here, but you get it in, slides in. This is folded. Now bring it over here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to find that slot, and we're going to just put that down like that. So stuff the, and what you'll do is click it on. Give it a little help by pushing maybe. Oh, this is not on. Takes a little bit of lining up to do this, and I might have to pull it out, but we're gonna hope we can get this on without it. Come on now.
Should just snap on.
You think?
Yeah, that's on.
Okay, but this is kinked here still, so I don't want that like that. I didn't hear a click. Nope, and it came off way too easy.
It wasn't gonna click to hold it in.
No, it won't, but it may go on it better. And well, let's see what happens without it. No, this is not going on easily, folks. I might try to take this out. Whoops, try not to touch it if you can. And do this before I put this in the bag, in the holder rather. Just pull it out a little bit and see if we can get that to... Nope. I'm not getting success with the click here.
Yeah, if you want to give it a shot.
Cameraman's gonna give this a shot.
Here,
So
swap with you. Don't drop. There's no case on it yet.
All right. Let's see how he does.
Let's see if we can do it. Well, it's a little slot here. There we go.
Cameraman's more successful. Well, with that there, you won yourself a second round. Let's watch how he does that.
Using my hand back here to push against
For leverage.
it. Yeah. There we go.
Well, there he goes. Well, I just got schooled by cameraman. Actually, to my defense here, we're on a very rickety table here. And the bag and the table all fight against really pressing hard. I always err on the side of caution. I don't want to break things. So cameraman, you did a little better than I did, and kudos to you. Okay, we've got the valves all sealed up now, hopefully. Nothing appears to be leaking. Nothing appears to be kinked at this time. We're going to then open this a little bit like that, and we are going to close the unit. Make sure to get that in there. I'm going to make sure nothing's hanging out. Nothing is hanging out. There's nothing to get further kinked here. We're going to close that slowly. Let's see if we get that. Whoop. All right, we got it down, and I don't see anything here. We're going to close it up. Whoop. There we go. That's a better way to do it. There we go. All right. Okay, so anyway, as you can see here with the BEERmkr, they give you 2 of these, but all we need is 1 at a time. And this is interesting. It's like a little bullet, and it gives you a threaded end. And the threads then for this will, once you've put it in here, the carbonation will start. So it looks like it goes right here into this hole. Here's a little bit of a rubberized, whatever you want to call this.
Sleeve.
A sleeve of sorts. Actually, I think it goes better the other way here. Well, maybe they're both the same size. But anyway, it gives you a means by which you can clamp on and twist. And that might be a good idea here. So let's give it a shot, so to speak. All right, I found the hole here. And let's just twist that in. Come on out. Takes a little doing. I think I'm in there. Yep.
Keep going.
So this has got to be really tight, I understand.
You'll hear it.
And I'm using... There we go. It's protesting.
I think you're good.
There we are. Now the next step is going to be to put this in a refrigerator, because we've taken it out of the BEERmkr. It's no longer being refrigerated, and it's assuming room temperature. Down here in my basement, it's about 62 degrees. But all IPAs are served better, nice and cool. And it's best to put it in the refrigerator, and that's what they also suggest. So we're going to go and find a home for this in my refrigerator, which is outside, and get this carbonated. And cameraman, what, a few days we'll have beer ready to drink, huh? All right, cameraman, we are going to, as the weather forecast is here, 90% chance of beer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll go with those odds. 100% chance. All right, I made some room. And it looks like that was worth my while. Here we are about 1 week later, actually a little more than a week, and we're all ready to try out our IPA. So let's have at it. It's been here on the carbonation for about, like I said, a week or a little more than a week. And we are going to give this a try. All right, this seems clear. And let's see how we got it. Oh, it's coming out nicely. Get a little bit of a head on that. I'll stop it right there. And put that back up here for the moment. Okay, my initial, very aromatic, extremely, in a good way. Citrus notes, pineapple notes. Nice, very nice. All right, next, let's give this a look. It's cloudy. It's got a bit of debris on the bottom here, but that's all right.
Yeah.
That's the first pour, and that's not going to be a problem. There's a hint of dankness on this as well, but it smells very good. Okay, so cheers, folks. Here we go. This is good, a little on the light side, but an excellent result. I really like this. This is even with the malt and the hops, very even. Maybe even slightly maltier. I like double IPAs. That's what I drink. I find that to be the best amplified balance between the two, not opposing forces, but congruent type of forces. This is more like a single IPA, and I think that's what we had the ABV to as a single as well. It's balanced. Well, we're back.
A little windy, but that's okay.
It's a little windy today, but it's a gorgeous fall day. We replaced the CO2 cartridge. The other one had expended all the CO2, and take a look at the head on this beer here. That did it. That is.
And it's still a little cloudy, but not as chunky as the first one. I think that was just your. I think that was just your first
pour. Yeah,
pour.
But that's good. This is all good stuff in here anyway. So
cheers.
Cheers, and cheers.
Oh, I concur with everything he said. Oh, that is a good beer.
Yeah, it is a good beer. It's a delicious beer. In fact, I'd say it's better than the first beer that we brewed with the BEERmkr.
Yeah.
So
we did let this one sit for a week, so and I think that's probably suggested. I would let any beer you make just let it settle for a week.
Right. And I'd do this one again.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, we're gonna have another one as soon as this one's done. There's no doubt about that. And we'll brew another one. I saw another recipe came out, gold ale of some sort they announced.
They got all kinds of good stuff out there.
Yes, they
so
do.
Check them out. I'll leave a link to their website below. As per usual, thanks for watching. If it's your first time with us, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that little like button too, because that really helps with the algorithms and YouTube sending people our direction. Do you have any other questions? Put those in the comments. We'll be happy to answer those for you. Until next time, keep brewing, friends.